messed with and what he looked like. Y'all don't know nothing about God, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing.
Yo, people, baby, that baby will not be able to play well with other kids normally. That baby will not be able to go outside.
What would you think if I told you that a doctor had revealed something about JR that would blow your mind? I'm not talking about a normal checkup, though. This is something so terrible and startling that Chrisean Rock had to cry when she found out about JR's diagnosis. It's worse than anyone could have asked for. But the real issue is, did Chrisean ever anticipate this? Was she unaware of what was really going on? Or was she feigning to be a devoted parent? Everybody has seen the drama unfold live on social media, with Chrisean Rock frequently making headlines for something absurd or terrible. But this time, it's different. Isn't simply a little argument or a social media outburst. It's about a mother navigating the worst circumstance. Mom, the long-kept secret of her son's health is going to come to light. Whatever the case, Chrisean Rock has been no stranger to scandal, from the pandemonium that appears to accompany her every step, to her tumultuous relationship with Blueface. Ladies and gentlemen, your preconceived notions about Chrisean Rock Blueface and their approach to this baby's future will be called into question by the way this entire situation plays out. Essentially made a living off of drama, but things took a horrible turn when her son Junior came into focus. It wasn't just a little social media backlash or another altercation with Blueface. Oh no, this was much worse. But the fact that this Chrisean Rock bombshell, who is known for her feisty personality and wild antics, would suddenly find herself crying was something that no sane person could have predicted. However, why did Kian fail to anticipate this? Surely, as a mother, she would have sensed that something wasn't quite right. According to insiders, the reality of JR's impairment was concealed for a longer period of time than anyone had expected. Is it possible that Chrisean was not informed? Or was she just too distracted by the turmoil in her own life to notice the truth of what was happening to her? Child, we have seen Chrisean's breakdowns before. She aired her personal problems with the world, sobbed in front of cameras, and recorded dramatic outbursts on social media. But this time, it's not just about her relationship problems or her problems with Blueface. It's a mother's worst nightmare unfolding right in front of us. Let's take a moment to reflect. From the several occasions that Chrisean Rock openly discredited Blueface to the way her whole character is built on being extravagant. But this time, she's not only making a fuss for attention. This is about her son, and you won't believe what happens next, insiders say. Let's get right to the point. Chrisean was unaware of how serious her son's health was until the doctor gave her the gruesomely specific diagnosis. It was devastating, but it also changed her life drastically. Give the impression that JR was yet suffering in silence and is now being forced to confront it directly. But this is when the story really starts to get fascinating. What was the doctor's response? Did they only tell Chrisean the harsh reality, or did they also display any compassion? I'm pretty sure it's not what you anticipated. Chrisean was devastated when the doctor unexpectedly revealed the truth to her without any premeditation. She feels as though everything has collapsed around her, and this is the true source of conflict. I understand that you may be wondering how a mother could overlook her own child's handicap symptoms. That's exactly what happened, according to unnamed with knowledge of the matter. Chrisean has been ignoring the indications for months, according to several of her close friends and family, which may surprise you if you thought this discovery caught her off guard. Is that Chrisean Rock, with all her drama-filled "the world," is currently awaiting Chrisean's reaction. But let's first discuss what we've learned from other people. They are the people say they were with Chrisean, so these aren't just any sources, by the way. But she was too caught up in the tumult of relationships, internet tirades, and public arguments to even realize that her son might be in pain. Was it something more sinister? Is it possible that she was avoiding reality because it was too much to handle? Crowan says that throughout the most difficult periods, there hasn't been enough attention paid to JR's health. According to some, Christian was too busy spending money on jewels and accessories, posting on social media, and arguing with Blueface while she was out there trying to gain influence, leaving her kid in the dark. Believe me, I don't take this claim lightly, but it's a harsh one, and other insiders have told us the same thing. JR has not been a priority for Chrisean Rock, as hard as it is to admit. Despite her child's declining health, she has been living in denial for a long time, which is the worst part. I understand that you're probably wondering why Blueface didn't step in and help his child, especially when things were getting out of control. You could have guessed it. But believe me when I say that Blueface is not a saint in this situation either. Don't trust me when I say that this whole scenario is going to get much more tangled. According to those close to the couple, Blueface has expressed his thoughts about JR's health pretty openly. Indeed, some stories claim that when Crying initially tried to get medical advice for JR, Blueface allegedly refused to help. Is it possible that Blueface's job and personal drama took precedence over his son's health? Maybe we'll never know. As the truth emerges, you'll see who has stood by JR and who hasn't. As of right now, the chaos surrounding JR's health is only beginning. Additionally, there are speculations that the physicians themselves were taken aback by how long JR's ailment had gone undiagnosed, and the family's lack of involvement in his medical treatment is causing major questions regarding the severity of this disability and whether we've previously shown that Chrisean Rock's reaction to JR's health issue was shocking. But what about the disturbing information we learned from our sources? Well, you're in for a ride. Hold on tight, because we've previously talked about how Chrisean Rock appear to get along. We have some shocking revelations coming up, so if you think this drama can get any worse, wait. People, welcome back. To become entangled in her personal drama and controversy. But we're about to delve into the private information that some of her closest friends and relatives would prefer you not to know. Leaked reports indicate that JR's condition was more serious than Chrisean ever made it out to be. And some individuals say she ignored the warning signs even months ago when physicians brought them up. Can you tell me the truth about this? Was it simple ignorance, or was it carelessness? According to an insider who wishes to remain nameless, she was there when Chrisean got the doctors reportedly expressed shock at how long Junior had been living with his illness without anybody knowing, and were shocked by the family's lack of interest in his care. Months, or perhaps years, of ignored symptoms are at issue here. We must now consider how someone like Christian, who is constantly in the news, could have been unaware of what was going on with her child, given the topic of medical care. Some say there are early signs of JR's condition that Chrisean could have seen a few months ago when JR's health began to deteriorate and doctors began issuing warnings, according to sources. But is it really that easy? Or is there something more sinister at play here? Perhaps Christian's relationship with Blueface, her online image, and her personal issues consumed her too much. This woman was too preoccupied with her relationships, her world, her social media presence, and her arguments to recognize the true crisis at home. Does this validate what others have referred to as her egregious negligence? Let's go on to the following subject. Chrisean apparently disregarded the advice despite knowing something was amiss. According to some, she even allegedly ignored her son's health problems for so long that it was already late when she finally took him in for a proper examination. Other people who were in the room with Chrisean when she received the heartbreaking diagnosis said the doctor didn't mince words when he entered, sat her down, and revealed that Junior had a condition that would impact him for the rest of his life. According to reports, the doctor added, "Christian, it's not just a phase. Your son needs immediate care, and the time to act is now." Imagine Chrisean's reaction upon hearing such words. After disregarding the warning signs and living in denial, your world has suddenly fallen apart. What Chrisean did after learning the news, however, is the really contentious issue at hand. She reportedly broke down in front of the doctors, but not in the way you might have expected. Chrisean initially tried to minimize the severity of the diagnosis by asking questions, according to some sources. The doctor's conclusions, which even included seeking a second opinion, almost appear to suggest that she was unwilling to face the unpleasant truth of her son's illness. Was it unexpected, or was there another explanation? According to some, Chrisean was battling the reality in her own manner in an effort to protect herself from the horrific weight of it all. Although, the response makes sense. Was it appropriate considering how the public would surely respond once news of JR's diagnosis spreads, have started to become hostile against Christians, with many posing sharp queries such as how she failed to notice and why she took so long to act. As usual, opinions on social media are formed quickly, and the anti-Christian sentiment is intensifying every minute. Some even charge her with negligence, claiming that her self-centered behavior has harmed her son in the long run. The fact that this is the same Chrisean Rock that has been the focus of public controversy should also not be forgotten. Because Chrisean is constantly playing the victim and is now a prominent target with both her admirers and critics questioning her every action, it is hard to take her seriously. Chrisean finds it impossible to break out from this public relations nightmare. Is the point at which the narrative becomes darker. What is going to happen to JR? What are his condition's long-term effects? According to medical experts, JR has a better chance of living a higher quality of life the sooner he receives therapy. Chan, who ought to be speaking up for him, may not be in the correct state of mind to make the required choices, which is the problem. Is it possible that she has made poor decisions for her son's well-being because of the stress of everything going on, the drama with Blueface, and her own mental health issues? Over time, certain sources have disclosed the involvement of other family members, who are voicing concerns about Chrisean's ability to handle this new reality. Her family emerging from the woods to speak up is what we're discussing. Do they genuinely care about JR, or is just another opportunity to point the finger at Chrisean? As the media storm heats up, some individuals are calling on Chrisean to take accountability for her conduct, questioning whether she should be held accountable for not examining the signs of JR's impairment. If she publicly apologizes for her claimed negligence, you can be sure that Chrisean's life will be forever altered. With everyone observing her every action, she will be powerless to escape the repercussions that are inevitable. Let's pause as this startling inquiry draws to a close and consider the quickly growing impact from Chrisean Rock's most recent crisis. If you believed that the first two, be sure to belt up, because what's about to come is nothing short of explosive, even though some parts were intense. The doctor's words have been heard, the reality about JR's health has come to light, and Chrisean's world is collapsing. But what will happen to her now? Fans are demanding answers, legal experts are expressing their thoughts on what could be a significant turning point in her life and career, and the media is tearing her apart. Let's talk about the public first. Opposition that is growing more intense by the minute, with admirers, detractors, and even some of Chrisean's erstwhile followers now doubting everything she does. People are questioning, how could she be so careless? The memes, the backlash, and the trending hashtags have all exploded into a full-blown circus. Chrisean, who initially gained notoriety for her online presence, is now coping with the consequences of her conduct. Will her bad girl reputation come to an end? Although she has a career built on scandal, this time around it might be a different game. But let's not mince words. There may be legal repercussions. It goes beyond poor public relations. If it comes out that Chrisean's carelessness caused JR's condition to worsen, can you really blame the lawyers who have started to circle like sharks, according to those with knowledge of the case? Don't expect the authorities to treat her kindly just because she is well known. She could face harsh legal action. On the contrary, she can become even more vulnerable to legal problems due to her public image. There are also familial dynamics at work here. Some stories suggest that Chan's family, already involved in their own scandals, may soon have a say in all of this. Could the family become strained and start blaming one another if additional family members start to want justice? For JR, the family will undoubtedly be heavily involved in the proceedings if this matter goes to trial, so it's probably feasible. What if Chrisean's other activities and behaviors are the subject of a thorough investigation? That is the real kicker. It is no longer only about JR's health. If investigators begin to look into her connections, social media posts, and lack of accountability, among other things, it might make her situation even worse. Maybe even the fact that she has neglected her duties in the past could cause problems that she may not be able to resolve. We have already witnessed the public's reaction to her previous scandals. This relates to a pattern of conduct that could give the impression that she is a repeat offender, but the pressure doesn't stop there. We're learning from sources that Blueface might be implicated in this matter as well, as the pressure mounts. That is accurate. Bear in mind that Blueface Chrisean's tumultuous connection with the rapper has always been a topic of controversy, and there are currently reports that his behavior, or lack thereof, may be scrutinized in light of JR's health. It has affected the choices Chrisean has made about JR's well-being. If he is even partially held accountable for failing to assist Chrisean in caring for her son, things may worsen for both of them. Not only has Blueface been embroiled in enough scandals, but he will now be directly affected by the consequences of his involvement, or lack thereof, in Chrisean's life. Here's where legal professionals can help. We've interviewed some of the top lawyers who have pondered the potential for Chrisean to be sued in a class action lawsuit for failing to provide for her child's welfare. Some claim it may be a civil suit that could force her into bankruptcy, which would be terrible for someone whose social media posts already reveal financial difficulties. It is also possible that investigators will discover that her actions exacerbated JR's illness, and Chrisean may face criminal charges. How has the media been involved in all of this? Given that she has a long legal battle ahead of her and that no amount of Instagram posts or viral TikTok videos will protect her from the consequences of her negligence? It's clear that the media has a love-hate relationship with Chrisean. While they have relished reporting on her turmoil since she is a walking, talking headline, they are also holding her responsible because they are watching her every move and aren't using the cameras. You can be sure that every aspect of this case, from her personal life to her professional career, will be attentively watched by the media, which will report, comment, and analyze every new development, since that is what they do. As they continue their investigation, they may find more skeletons from Chrisean's past. It is no longer only about the present. They are looking into every facet of her past, and nobody is immune from their scrutiny. Chrisean Rock's public career may be over, but only time will tell if she can save it with a well-considered apology or heartfelt appeal. But for the time being, every fresh leak, public opinion, and legal threat means that the clock is ticking. The public's perception of Chrisean might be completely destroyed if she doesn't take immediate action in the face of this rapidly escalating tempest. Before we conclude, let's question the Chrisean's ability to change her life is the key question. Has she gone too far for even her loyal followers to turn against her? Leave a comment below with your opinions. Ultimately, the outcome of this will be determined by you, the audience. You won't want to miss what's ahead though, because the drama is far from done. We'll keep you updated on all the latest breaking news as we delve deeper. Your opinions on Chrisean Rock's startling disclosure are welcome. Was she irresponsible? Or is this just another case of bad celebrity drama? We're prepared for the debate, which is open. And there you have it, folks. The truth is out. Let me hear from you. Now, do you believe that Chrisean Rock will bounce back from this? Click like if you couldn't believe the startling information we just revealed. If not, subscribe right away to receive all the most recent information because this narrative is far from finished. I promise you won't want to miss what comes. Next, remember to tell your friends about this video as well. Was this just another episode of the unavoidable celebrity drama, or has she gone too far this time? To make sure you don't miss any updates, click the notification bell. This is just the start of a massive storm. We're always here to support you in exposing the truth, So stay tuned for more amazing exposés. Start a discussion and express your opinions because everyone has a right to know the truth. Until the next occasion.